Thank you guys for sticking around. Obviously proud that the football team was able to bounce back after 2 tough losses and bottom line, stay the course. We've talked to them from the day we walked in the door until tonight, and we'll go right back to work tomorrow. In terms of football, is not it's not rocket science. At the end of the day, it comes down to making a catch or breaking up a catch, making a block, beating a block, all the fundamentals that come down to football. And then you just build your style of football around what you can recruit to. And bottom line is we've continued to get better. At the end of the game, there's some things I still want to see improvement on. They got close to a couple punts and actually did get a piece of one that we were able to still get some positive yardage on the punt. So that's an example of something we've got to take a hard look at before we go to Wyoming. But there's a lot of things to be proud of, and I couldn't be more grateful for every fan that came into that stadium tonight. The student section was outstanding, almost at capacity. That's why I threw the red pants on to honor them in the second half, and all the crowd that ended up coming around the bowl. So it's an exciting time. The owl walk that we walked through when the bus stopped was, you could feel it. It was as good as any atmosphere I've walked in any stadium around the country as we came into the stadium off the buses. So a lot to be proud of there. 3 different guys receiving touchdowns. You guys know the stats with Jensen, Dukes, and DeLeon. Nice rushing touchdown again by Quez there at the end off of his own read. Proud of him for doing that. Jensen had a career high in yards, had a great football game, and Quez's yardage per completion is an all-time high for him. So a lot to be proud of. Defense played well, got some yardage against them there late as we were starting to work in some new guys that were out of position in terms of what they normally play. But there's a lot to be proud of. I'd much rather get someone who's learning a position on the game field than at that point risking some of our guys getting hurt, because we still have a long season ahead of us. So a lot to look forward to in terms of evaluating this film, but like every game, there's a lot to learn from and get better. So without anything else, I'll certainly open it up for questions, and glad you guys are here.
Coach, just how impressive was Quez today, especially coming off an injury like last week?
He was what we saw in practice. He's continued to get better. His accuracy and the velocity on his ball from the day we walked in the door here until tonight has continued to get better, and his leadership is, you can almost feel his leadership as you watch him run the offense. If there's maybe a mistake in a formation call, he's got the awareness to fix it, things like that. He's in a very, very good place right now. He wanted to go against Alabama. We didn't think it was the right thing medically, and I'm glad we made that choice so he could do his thing tonight.
How impressed were you with Stoshak, the 2 long balls? He did get caught from behind, and I heard about that one. But.
Sure. Well, he'll hear a lot about that from his teammates, I'm sure, when we watch it on film. But just did a great job running a clean route, making the catch the way you ask a receiver to make a catch, look it in, secure the ball, and make sure we're the ones handing it to the official. So I'm not surprised. You look at that catch he made last weekend, and for him to make the kind of play that he did, certainly proud of the execution and the protection that made it all happen. But Jensen certainly had a nice game.
What does it mean to you to get your first win as a head coach and to do it in this impressive fashion?
Well, to me, it means a lot that I could do this on a night where Howard Schnellenberger was honored. I'll be honest with you, to be a small part of that, to give him a win, to give these students a win that came out to support us tonight. That means a lot to me. Because to me it's about them. It's about the students. It's about honoring the history that we have here, which is Coach Schnellenberger starting this journey 14 years ago. So to be able to give them a win with what our team was able to do tonight, it means a lot to me personally and to my family as well.
Coach, how big of a turning point was Dijon Smith's interception there in the first quarter, and did the secondary top your expectations tonight?
Secondary did what I expected tonight. Quite honestly, 2 presented a lot of challenges. Lucas, for them, he's a tremendous player, and I was able to catch him after the game. Dijon played very well against someone who has a height advantage. Number 1, their outside receiver, and they threw him a lot of fade balls tonight. But his interception was key. Lucky was productive. There was a lot of keys. There was a lot of high-level production tonight. So, but that was something that helped keep us the momentum as we went through through the game, and we were aggressive tonight. You felt that. I mean, we went for a surprise onside there. We almost had an opportunity to gain another possession on a special teams play, but we didn't get the look we wanted. So we came into this game tonight like we do every week to win, and our kids were able to make some plays.
How's the team health-wise? Is there any injuries that will carry on into the next game?
Nothing that we foresee anyone being held out from the next game. So I think we're in good shape coming out, and I'm glad we were able to play some of our younger players tonight.
Coach, what do you think about Jay Warren? He averaged almost 5 yards a carry tonight.
He's been productive the whole season. He's proven that he can play at extremely high levels, and he proved that again tonight. He had some nice runs throughout the course of the game where he was running through tackles and making people miss. Jay Warren continues to impress, and we'll continue to feed him the ball as long as he's producing the way he is.
Was the onside kick something you planned to do going into the game, or was it got to the moment and it just kind of fell right?
No, it's something that we had. It's something that we had planned in the game, and it really was something we saw on film that we thought we might have a shot to get it. And you know, quite honestly, Greg Joseph has been extremely, you know, done a nice job kicking that bunt. So we knew that we would have a chance if we could get in front of those two guys that were there in the middle, and Greg did what we saw in practice every time we tried it.
Does this validate that this is maybe the team that you've thought you've been seeing all along, that you thought this is what this team could be?
You come out to practice a lot, Chuck, and I've seen progress throughout the course of our season. And even though that's hard to point to, you know, and you asked me that question last week, Brian, how can you see improvement in a team that at that time had a pretty disturbing score, you know, when you add up the two games? But as coaches, we look at the film and we evaluate each individual kid and how he's producing and how he's getting better at his fundamentals, and we took steps tonight. I'm proud of our kids. Those two teams that we played against helped train us, because right out of the gate, everything that we saw as a weakness got exposed. And we were able to coach those kids hard and hold them accountable right away in those 2 weeks. So we need to continue to keep that march to continue to get better every week.
What would you say led to such a big difference in the play from the first two games tonight? What would you say was the reason for that?
Well, quarterback play was certainly part of it. Turnovers. Anytime you create extra possessions, that makes a big difference. You could look at the onside as a turnover. It's an extra possession. Just really a lot of things coming together, and belief. The kids, they never wavered throughout the entire first 3 weeks of the season. So it was fun for me to see them prepare this week. We prepared the right way throughout the course of the week. From Monday, we probably had our best week of practice in terms of focus and continuing to improve. From Sunday's developmental scrimmage and corrections all the way till our final prep Friday. And they were in a good place today. We were able to come over to the stadium, have fun, show them the red helmets, get that distraction out of the way, and then by the time we had pregame dinner, they were locked in. And I had a little concern because, quite honestly, when we came over and showed them the red helmets, kids are kids. They were very excited. But they were able then to pregame meal where they were locked right back in, and that gave me a sign that we were in a good place.
How much did the defensive line improve tonight as far as getting pressure on the quarterback, as far as limiting their running attack?
Well, we saw a lot more downfield passes. That was part of it too. You know, you look back at last week, a lot of Alabama's passes were, you know, quick bubbles and hitches, and you want to point to some improvement. That's really where you got to take a look. We had guys in position against Alabama early in the game on short outside passes, and they obviously made big gains. This week we were able to make the tackle, so we made some good strides in respect to those types of plays.
Anyone else? Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, everybody.
You're going to be changing your pants at halftime of ritual now?
Well, don't tell Rick Pitino I stole his show. All right? Thanks, guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.